Good morning, everyone. Hello, welcome. Let's all join in singing our opening hymn, From This Bright Hour. From this bright hour and days to come, as we have gathered into one, open the gates and the light will shine all around. Let there be light. Wounds of the world begin to heal as peace with justice is made real. Open the gates and the light will shine all around. Let there be light. All are welcome, all invited with open hearts and open minds. In our living, in our learning, may we always be searching for truth and light. Now is the hour, join in the song, here in this place where we belong. Open the gates and the light will shine all around. Let there be light.
Good morning and welcome to First Unitarian Church of Portland, where our mission is to nurture the individual spirit and to build the beloved community. With joy and gratitude, we welcome those of you in our chapel this morning to our first ever in-person family worship service, a worship service that began virtually at the beginning of the pandemic. And we welcome those of you joining us from home. We are so glad that you are with us. If you are visiting this morning, either here in the chapel or wherever you are, we welcome you. Thank you for joining us. Welcome all. Learning community classes for our young people continue this Sunday during the sanctuary service at 11 a.m. If you would like to visit or get more information, please come talk to me or stop by the welcome table after service just out the side door of the chapel. Tickets are still on sale for Congregant Darrell Grant's Step by Step, the Ruby Bridges Suite, which we are featuring as this year's Marilyn Sewell Social Justice Lecture. This multimedia jazz performance tells the important story of Ruby Bridges, the first African-American child to attend an all-white public elementary school in the American South. It is a tale of courage. The piece has been performed across the country and most recently at the Smithsonian National Museum of African American History. There will be 2 performances in our sanctuary on Saturday, April 2nd at 7 p.m. and on Sunday, April 3rd at 4 p.m. Please see the e-news or church website to purchase tickets. Vaccinations and masks are required. Thank you, and again, welcome. Every Sunday, we light a chalice, and Reverend Tom will light our chalice here in the chapel this morning. If you are joining us from home and have a chalice or candle, we invite you to light it now. We are Unitarian Universalists. We light this chalice in faith, in hope, and in love.
Our call to worship this morning comes from Saint Basil. A tree is known by its fruit, a person by their deeds. A good deed is never lost. The person who sows courtesy reaps friendship, and the person who plants kindness gathers love. in this community, whether we're gathered here in person or virtually, may we too gather love. Come now and let us worship. In a little bit, I'm going to share a story about trees and how we are connected to trees and to all living things. But before I do that, I'd like to share some things I've been learning about trees, especially from a book called The Hidden Life of Trees: What They Feel, How They Communicate, Discoveries from a Secret World. It's by a writer named Peter Wallenben, and in the book, he talks about how trees are connected in ways that we may have never imagined, and how trees form a kind of community, how they communicate, how they share energy and resources. Reading this book has really made me look at a group of trees very differently from before I read the book. So how many here have been in a forest among a group of trees? Has anybody been in that situation? I bet most of us have. So I'd like you to imagine yourself there as I share this quote. The most astonishing thing about trees is how social they are. The trees in a forest care for each other, sometimes even going so far as to nourish the stump of a felled tree for centuries after it was cut down by feeding it sugars and other nutrients, and so keeping it alive. Only some stumps are thus nourished. Perhaps they are the parents of the trees that make up the forest of today. A tree's most important means of staying connected with other trees is a wood wide web of soil and fungi that connects vegetation in an intimate network that allows for the sharing of an enormous amount of information and other things. Scientific research aimed at understanding the astonishing abilities of this partnership between fungi and plant, it's only just begun. The reason trees share food and communicate is that they need each other. It takes a forest to create a microclimate that's suitable for tree growth and sustenance. So it's not surprising that isolated trees have far shorter lives than those living connected together in forests. Reading that, I couldn't help but think about how some of the same things he talks about applies to us humans as well. How to exist, we need each other not only to survive, but to thrive. How trees supply nutrients to each other, and how we humans do that as well, in the way we provide literal food for each other, but how we too live within a web of existence that helps all of us live. Who knows, maybe one day the language of trees will eventually be deciphered and give us some more information about how trees actually do this. Until then, when you take your next walk in the forest, give some thought to what all is happening there. Imagine how those trees are talking to each other. And with that, I'd like to share a story with you today. This story is by a writer named Karina Lukin, and it's called The Tree in Me. The tree in me is part apple, part pear, almond, plum, part yum, part shade, and part sun. The tree in me is seed and blossom, bark and stump, branch and trunk and crown. It is bird, squirrel, worm, and it is bee. And because there is a tree in me, there is wind and rain and dirt and a river of fish and a sky too. The tree in me is strong. It bends and has roots that go deep, down to where other roots reach up toward their own trunk, branch, crown, and sky too. Because there is a tree and a sky and a sun in me, I can see that there is also a tree in you. Thanks for listening to that story with me today.
All right. Well, it's great to be back here. Those of you who have been watching the family services for a while, you see my face every week, but I never see your faces. So this is wonderful for me. And I never get to hear your voices when you're singing. So if you want to sing along with this song, the words are pretty repetitive. You'll get the hang of it. This is called My Roots Go Down. So we'll be singing a lot about roots, just like we were talking about in the story. Here's how it goes. My roots go down, down into the earth. My roots go down, down into the earth. My roots go down, down into the earth. My roots go down. My roots go down, down into the earth. My roots go down, down into the earth. My roots go down, down into the earth. My roots go down. I am an acorn waiting to be born. I am an acorn waiting to be born. I am an acorn waiting to be born. My roots go down. My roots go down, down into the earth. My roots go down, down into the earth. My roots go down, down into the earth. My roots go down. I am a willow bending in the wind. I am a willow bending in the wind. I am a willow bending in the wind. My roots go down. My roots go down, down into the earth. My roots go down, down into the earth. My roots go down, down into the earth. My roots go down. I am a pine tree standing on a mountain. I am a pine tree standing on a mountain. I am a pine tree standing on a mountain. My roots go down. My roots go down, down into the earth. My roots go down, down into the earth. My roots go down, down into the earth. My roots go down. I am an oak tree, tall and bold. I am an oak tree, tall and bold. I am an oak tree, tall and bold. My roots go down. My roots go down, down into the earth. My roots go down, down into the earth. My roots go down, down into the earth. My roots go down. I am an ancient redwood tree. I am an ancient redwood tree. I am an ancient redwood tree. My roots go down. My roots go down, down into the earth. My roots go down, down into the earth. My roots go down, down into the earth. My roots go down. One more time, sing with me. My roots go down, down into the earth. My roots go down, down into the earth. My roots go down, down into the earth. My roots go down.
Thank you, Dustin. I would like you now to invite you to participate in a guided meditation with me now. In family worship, we have been practicing ways to help our bodies relax and ready our minds for meditation and our spirits. If you're in the chapel with us, I invite you to find a comfortable position in your seat, or feel free to move around and find a place at the edge of one of the aisles, sitting on the floor or standing, whatever you'd like to do. And if you're at home, choose whatever spot and position is comfortable for you. Now is a good time to close your eyes, if that feels right for you. Otherwise, if you prefer to keep your eyes open, you might try a soft gaze toward something still. Try taking some deep breaths in and out. Breathing in as deeply as you can, and then out again until all the air leaves completely. See if you can go a little deeper with each breath that you take. Let the bench, chair, or floor hold you. Feel the weight of your body being completely supported. Let's begin to imagine ourselves as trees. Pay attention to whatever part of you that is against the floor or seat, and imagine the strength of your trunk. You are firm and sturdy, unwavering. Imagine you have roots that go deep into the ground, holding you tight to the earth, spreading and growing in darkness, but with faith that you will find your way. Stretch out your legs or toes as your roots continue to grow. You might imagine meeting the roots of other trees, and there is room for all. Now think about the water and nutrients that your roots can absorb. Think about them traveling up your roots and all the way through your trunk. And feel this life-giving energy continue to flow through you, all the way up through your body and arms, your branches spreading and growing. You might like to stretch your arms and fingers wide and long, like your branches. Imagine leaves unfurling all over you. And they begin to soak up the warmth and light of the sun. Continue to breathe in and out deeply, and think about what else may be happening with your tree. Do you have flowers budding? Are there birds sharing your branches? Even building a nest, perhaps? What other life do you sustain with your breath, your shade, or maybe your fruit? How are you connected to all other living beings? Take a few quiet moments now, and I'll ring the chime at the end. If your eyes are closed, you may open them now. Wiggle your body around if you like to, or go back to your seat if you moved. Thank you for sharing this meditation with me.
Our benediction comes from Khalil Gibran. Trees are poems that the earth writes upon the sky. This is the day we've been given. Let us rejoice in it and be glad. Go in peace. Practice love. Amen.
Join us in our closing hymn, Go Your Way in Peace. Honor all within our sight.